I mean, me and Alan Clark, because we went to Auto Board School down here in Salford, we'd been singing together since we were 5 years old.
Right.
And it just became natural. We did minstrel shows. We did skiffle when Lonnie Donegan came. We got into early rock and roll. And then we just got a bass player and a drummer and a lead guitar player, and we became eventually the Hollies. Good. Rock out. I think rock and roll really saved our ass, really. Because we were just 5 lads from Manchester, basically. So that was around 1960.
Right,
and in
okay.
1963 we went down to London to cut our first record, and it was a hit, and we never looked back.
Right.
Music really saved us from doing what my dad did and what his dad did, and if it's good enough for you to work in, your dad to work in mill, then you should,
Right.
And that nobody thought that you could make a business or a career out of music. I think that's very important, that people love what they do. When we were listening to those early records, those early rock and roll, those early R&B records, the early Motown stuff, there's no way that you couldn't be influenced by that stuff, because it was such great music. Because that music was so pervasive. It was on the airwaves every single day. It was on the radio everywhere. It was very influential, absolutely.
Yeah. I think the film is... What's the film? It's
Standing in the Shadows of
Standing in the
Motown.
Shadows
Right.
of Motown. It's the band, the Funk Brothers, who played
Right.
on...
On
Apparently
everything.
they've had more #1 hits than the Stones or than the Beatles. Or
absolutely.
'cause they were the Four Tops, and then
Right.
they were the Temptations, and then they were...
Right.
the-
I'm still trying to find Manchester. It's been an amazing difference. Actually, I went to have a pint in the Nag's Head, which was just opposite, because I spent a lot of time in there planning and dreaming our dreams about being rock and roll stars and maybe going to America and all that stuff. The Gallagher brothers, PR people, got in touch with mine because there was a thought at some point that we may be relatives, because my mother's name was Mary Gallagher before she married Bill Nash, my father, right? And so that there maybe me and the Gallagher brothers might be related in some way. And when you think about it, if the Hollies and the Gallagher, Oasis came from Salford, I mean, what a great compliment to the city.
Yeah. I was interviewing somebody the other day, a singer-songwriter called Badly Drawn Boy, who lives in Manchester. And his theory on it was that all these bands and artists that have done well, 90% of them are of Irish descent, and that came here. And he was like, there's got to be something that runs through that.
When you build a city on a waterway that is almost the artery of the north, meaning, on the Manchester Ship Canal between Liverpool and Manchester, all the goods and services for the north of England come in that way, basically, right? So it has to thrive, it has to be vital, it has to be alive. And Manchester has never quit being alive.